8. Anything else? I think I heard two numbers. Number 8. Anything else?
Can we do number 5?
Number 8, number 5. Okay, my turn to choose one. I will choose 36. Good, so let's start in order with 5. Graph, list the slope and the y-intercept. 5. So y equals 3x minus 4. Good. So can anyone give us the slope? And can anyone give us the y-intercept?
The slope is 3.
Very good. Awesome. Thank you very much, Yulia. And the y-intercept, anyone?
The y-intercept is 0, 4.
Careful.
Oh,
We always take the
Negative.
number with the sign in front.
-4.
Awesome. Good. You know me already. I don't like to graph using the slope, but that's fine. Let's do it this time. I always, please remember, the x and y intercepts are required for all graphs, comma, if they exist. So this is what is important. And this is the only chance, the only graph that I can graph, the only function that I can graph using the slope. There is no other. This is the only one. So please move away from that. It's good, it's quick, but it's not what we are interested in. This is crucial. Okay, good. So I will plot 0, -4, 0 for x, -4 for y. And I go up 3 over 1 because it's positive. So 1, 2, 3, and 1 to the right. Yes, but who cares? Fine. But how do I determine? So this is the y-intercept. How do I determine the x-intercept? Can anyone refresh our memory on how to do that? The x-intercept.
Set y equal to 0.
Brilliant. Thank you, Sloan. Thank you. Good. So very easy. It's -4 that I move to the other side. So it's going to be 4 over 3. So x equals 4/3. So this point right here is extremely important. Is 4/3 0? Way more important than this one that I determined to graph the function. Way more important. This is extremely important. This one doesn't mean anything. This one is very important. This one is very important. That's why I kindly ask you to remember to graph using the x and y intercepts every time. Okay. Back, you chose 8. Okay. So this is the same thing. So for 8, this was 5. So we want 8 now, and 8 was. Why is this appearing there? Okay, g of x equals -x plus 3. Good. Can anyone here give us the slope? Somebody else, and the y-intercept?
-1.
Yes, so 0, 3, and the slope -1. Good. Okay. So remember, the x and y intercepts are the most important ones. So when y is 0, can anyone give us x?
Uh, 1 over 3.
So when y is 0, we have 3 for x. So 3 comma 0.
Oh,
When x is 0, how much is y?
3.
Very good. 1, 2, 3. Connect and extend the line. I missed it a little bit. Sorry about that. Always write the name. G of x equals -x plus 3. As expected, a negative slope. Okay, so now we want to determine the equation of a line, and we are given 36. I said negative 5 comma 13, and the other point is negative 2, negative 6. What do we need to find first?
We need to find our slope.
Excellent. Thank you, Yulia. Good. We know we should always write the formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We should always label them. x1, y1, x2, y2, so we don't make an error. Can anyone dictate? What should I write?
Negative 6 minus 13.
Excellent.
Over negative 2 plus 5.
Excellent. Who was that?
Samuel.
Thank you. So, of course, this is negative 19. Of course, this is 3, and that's it. Negative 19 divided by 3. Good. What do I do next? Notice I do not have 0 comma a number. I don't. Yes, you were asked in high school or in other classes to find the slope in a different way. There is the y-intercept in a different way. There is no need to do that. We have y minus y1 equals the slope x minus x1. It's acceptable. You can use it. I'm fine with it. It's a waste of time. Okay, so we have negative 19 over 3 right here. It doesn't matter which point I use. Which one would you prefer? If we use this, we'll get the same answer. If we use this, we'll get the same answer. Which one would you like to use? The first point or the second point?
Second point.
Second point. So negative 2 under x1 and negative 6 under y1. So this is how lazy people do it. Why? Why am I saying lazy? I'm kidding. Y minus minus, I don't have to write it again. And if you write it like this, that's wrong. You have to write it like this. But why? I have y minus minus, so it has to be plus. So right from the start, from the get-go, I'm omitting something that I could make errors with. Equals negative 19 thirds. Again, x minus minus. I'm not going to worry about it and write it like this and see how many parentheses and nested parentheses. And I have x and minus 2 and parentheses again. No. I just write the numbers underneath. And if I have minus minus, it changes into plus. Minus minus, and changes into plus. Okay? Now I have to distribute. I get negative 19 thirds x. Now carefully here, negative 19 over 3 times 2 over 1. I have negative 38 divided by 3. Immediately I see that 6 has to go to the other side. And I accomplished a lot in 2 lines instead of writing half a page. Is it wrong to write half a page? No. If that helps you, write step by step. You don't have to do it like this if you don't want to. But this is the easiest, I think. So now, remember how we add these fractions. We need the least common denominator. Can anyone give us the least common denominator here?
3.
Yes. And remember, we have to multiply the top by 3. So I have a negative 38, and I have a negative 18. And that's a negative 56. So I have y equals negative 19 thirds x minus 56 thirds. And I box it in because that's my final answer. Again, you may say, this was fast. This was algebra. I haven't started. I know that for some, it may be fast. But if you watch this video several times, moving forward, you're not going to have difficulties with adding these fractions or finding the equation of the line passing through the given points. So now let's look at a word problem. in each and every section, we are looking for word problems. Okay. What about Jamal decides to mow lawns? Is this okay? Is this okay?
Yes.
Okay then. So profit and loss analysis. So we are looking at problem 61. Which page am I on? I think I'm on 45. Good. So Jamal decides to mow lawns to earn money. Fine. The initial cost of his electric lawnmower is $250. So this is a fixed cost. Fixed. He hasn't started doing anything yet. He hasn't paid for electricity or anything. Electricity and maintenance costs are $4 per lawn. So I know that this is fixed because this is his initial investment. But then also $4 per lawn. It's in maintenance of the equipment and electricity. So now I'm sharing the screen again. Formulate a function C of x, cost of x, for the total cost of mowing x lawns. So here's what my notes are. C of x, total cost. X is the number of lawns. So we also know that we know from your past experience with math that the total cost equals the fixed cost plus variable. Well, the fixed cost is his equipment in this case. How do I write the variable cost? Knowing that his cost for electricity and maintenance is $4 per lawn. For each one, he pays $4 out of pocket. For the next one, another $4. For the next one, another $4. So if this is to 250 plus what? How will I write the variable cost?
That's 4.
Very good. Everyone knows that. Excellent. So that is done. So that's part A. Now let's look at part B. He determines that the total profit function for the lawn mowing business is given by, I'm copying down, so part B, P of x equals 16x minus 250. Find the function for the total revenue from mowing x lawns. How much does Jamal charge per lawn? We'll see in a minute. So we also remember that the profit function is the revenue, total profit equals total revenue, from which I have to subtract what?
The fix.
Everything.
Yes.
Everything. So the total cost. So profit, which is given to us, equals the revenue minus cost, which was determined in part A. So I can determine now this function because I have the profit function and I have the cost function. I'm going to put them in, or better, add. Remember what we do for simplicity? Whenever we move a term from one side to the other, we change the sign in front. This was negative. When I move it to the other side, it becomes positive. So P of x plus C of x equals R of x. 1 second so I can move on here. Am I still in the view? I hope. Always let me know if I'm skewed or something and you can't see. Okay, so P of x plus cost of x equals revenue of x. So this is what we want. So then the revenue of x, I copy the profit, 16x minus 250. I add the total cost, 250 plus 4x. Combine like terms. So then the revenue of X, how much do I get? 16X plus 4X. How much is that?
20.
20X, very good. So now, can anyone tell us how much he charges per lawn? Remember, this is the revenue function.
$20 per
$20. Who was that? Destiny, thank you. $20 per lawn. Excellent. Do we all see that? So the revenue is how much he charges per lawn times the number of lawns that he mows. That's how we know that this is 20. Good. Let's see, is there anything else there? How many lawns must Jamal mow before he begins to make a profit? Okay. So there is something called a break even. Do I have time here? Yes, I do. I'm looking at the other device. So break even. Break even is the point where the revenue equals the cost or the profit is zero. This or this, same thing, because we know that the profit equals revenue, total revenue minus total cost. So when these two are equal, they cancel out and we get zero. So in other words, the question is asking us, how big should X be beyond profit zero? In other words, when he starts making money. So I either use this equation to get X, or I use this equation to get X. So here was the profit. If I use this equation, I have 16X, sorry, minus 250 equals 0. Negative goes to the other side, positive. And X, how do I get the number of X? Number of lawns he needs to work on to pass the zero profit. $250 over 16. Okay. Here's my calculator. 250 divided by 16. Okay, so he cannot mow 15.6, so I'm going to say 16. Any questions on